Hey guys, so today we're going to look at the virtual labs for module number 6. Walk you through a really brief overview of each one, kind of give you an idea of what you need to look for, and then we'll move on to the next module. So let's go ahead and look at the desktop. Okay, here we are at module 6. Excuse me. Okay, so here we are, Module 6, Section 7, and this is the virtual lab section. First one we're going to look at is asymmetric cryptography walkthrough, and that is using a public and a private key. Learning objectives: communicate securely using asymmetric cryptography. Use OpenSSL, Open Secure Socket Layer, to create an RSA public-private key pair, and then encrypt a message with the public key. Decrypt it with the private key, and that is the function of asymmetric cryptography. You have 5 tasks. You'll use Windows Server virtual machine and also another Windows Server virtual machine. Remember, as you're going through here, to check your status and keep an eye on your points as they add up here. First thing you want to do is create an RSA public-private key pair for Bob. RSA algorithm uses mathematical properties of prime numbers in generating public-private key pairs. It's based on factoring large prime numbers. So you're going to open up Z101 in the virtual machines, go to PowerShell and type in the following code. Remember, as you're typing in the code to check completion, you should be getting points here. If not, go back and do it again. And continue on. Remember, name it private key Bob, just like it says in the instructions. Check completion, and once you've got it built, that will be Bob's public key. When Bob's public key is created, you should have 3 points in here. Don't forget, hit these check completion buttons. Once you've got the public key done, you're going to email that to Alice. So you'll hit start. You're going to open Thunderbird. That's an email client. And you're going to email that to Alice using the email address found here. And you're going to attach using the paperclip icon. You'll find the public key Bob, which basically doesn't have a file extension. And you'll send that to Alice. And then check the sent folder to make sure that it was indeed sent. As you do that, remember your points are going to be adding up here. Okay, then you're going to encrypt a message for Bob using Bob's public key. So you'll open up ZY102, go to PowerShell, and from users Alice, you're going to change to that directory. Just type in the code. And then don't forget, you're checking completion as you go. You're going to open up Thunderbird. You're going to create this message here exactly. You're going to save it. You'll save that public key Bob attachment. You're going to save that to OpenSSL folder in Alice's profile. Don't forget, you're checking completions and following the instructions. The generated public key will not be identical to the private key because that's the whole point. Use Notepad to create a message, and this is the message that you're going to use, and that's the name you'll save it under. Encrypt the message with Bob's public key, and this is the code right here that you'll use to encrypt the message. That's the important thing to know. Don't forget to check completion. View the encrypted message, and it will give you a bunch of code, and that's the extent of this page. So then you're going to check your points and move on. Then you're going to email the message, send it back to Bob. You're going to send it to that address, bob@mycompany.com. Attach the encrypted message, and because you have that saved in Alice's profile, hit send, check the send folder. It asks you for Alice's mail server. You're going to put p@2. And then check the sent folder to make sure it's sent. Keep an eye on your points. And then once you do that, you're going to go back to Bob's profile and decrypt it. So back in ZY101, which is Bob's computer, you'll Go to Thunderbird, check the inbox, and view Alice's message. And follow the instructions, basically, to decrypt that message. Don't forget, check completion, keep up with your points. You're going to use PowerShell, and you're going to follow the instructions, type it in the code. This is the code that you need to decrypt the message. And then once you've done that, you will see that the message has been decrypted. The lab is now complete. Make sure you delete the VMs once you get done with the lab. Also, make sure you have all 20 points. At that point, then you should be done with the first of the virtual labs. So let's go ahead and look at the next. See what's available here, what the next lab is, and make sure we're at the right one. Okay, so SSH, that is the correct one. So you want to go to the SSH lab, which is lab 6.8. It's a walkthrough. Learning objectives: configure and perform administrative tasks on the SSH server, copy and transfer files between client and server, and use key pairs for authentication. This gives you the background. You're going to use 2 Windows servers virtually again. You have 5 tasks. And so as your points build up, you'll be checking down here. Configure OpenSSH in a Windows server. Basically, it's an open source version of SSH that Microsoft has included. You're going to open up PowerShell and type in Server Manager. When that opens up, you're going to go to Tools and Services. And when you do that, you're going to double click Open SSH Authentication Agent. You're going to go to the Services console. Select Automatic for the startup type, apply, start, and OK. Open the agent, make sure that service is started. You'll get the points. Hit check completion. Confirm that it is running. So you'll go back and look at the services list, and it should say running over here. Then move on to the next page. Remotely create a user account, and you're just going to basically open SSH and start a session. Administrator at ZYWin01. It's going to ask, are you sure you want to connect? Yes. And enter PAT2 for the administrator password. No characters are displayed when you are typing in a password. That's something that Microsoft Server has borrowed from Linux. When you type in a password, it doesn't show asterisks or anything. So it's going to look like it's not typing at all. Don't panic. It is. When you're connected, check the completion. You'll get points here. You're going to find out a list of local users, and the one you're looking for is JDO, PAT2, and add. Remember to check completion as you're completing these tasks. You're going to create a user named Ava Jones, and the password is going to be P @SSW0RD. On ZYWin01, check the completion, and then terminate the session using the exit command. At that point, you'll move on to the next page. Okay, we're going to copy some files. SCP command copies files securely. So you're going to open up the Documents folder. Inside, you're still in PowerShell here, so you're just going to cd Documents, which is change directory, and you're going to type in some text, echo creating some content for a file, and send that to a file called test file. Don't forget, check completion, and as you do, you'll find these little shields filling in with numbers. Use SCP to copy test file to ZYWin01, using PAT2 for the password. You will not, once again, see characters from typing in the password. But if you'll click the check completion button once you've completed the task, you should get points here. From PowerShell, you're going to use SCP to copy that, typing in the code, check the completion, move on to the next page. Securely transfer files using SFTP. That command provides remote file system management functionality. You can do other things. List the contents of a remote directory, delete a remote file, etc. And you can resume an interrupted file transfer. So you're going to use the SFTP administrator at ZYWin01. You're going to start an SFTP session. PAT2 is the password. Check completion. Transfer the test file to ZWin02. Once again, check completion. You're going to keep following the instructions all the way down. Once you've gotten the two files transferred, or the files transferred, you'll find that your points are adding up here. And then close the SFTP session once again with the exit command. Finally, last page, configure public-private keys for user authentication. You're going to use the SSH-keygen command. Doing it in PowerShell, you'll type in the following code. And the default location is C, users, administrators, SSH ID _RSA. That's where you're going to store it. Make sure you check completion. Change directories and view the public key. You'll notice that it's just a long line of text. SCP, you're going to copy that to the ZY101. When asked for the administrative passwords, PAT2. Just keep following. Don't forget check completion. Watch your points add up. Continue on following the instruction until you have that completed. Once you've gotten that done, the lab is finished. And don't forget to hit delete virtual machines. It's this button. It changes to delete virtual machines after you actually connect to one. Okay, and at that point, you have completed the virtual lab requirements for Module 6. You can then move on to Module 7, and at that point, you should be done with this module. If you have any questions, contact me via the Canvas inbox or let me know in class. I'll do my best to help. Have a good day.